Hey everyone, it's Spursbraille96 here, and welcome to another Train Sim World 4 live stream. For today's stream, I'll be taking a look at a small, nice little commuter line set in the northwest of England, and that is the Glossop line, which goes from Manchester to Hadfield and Glossop. So, let's get into the journey mode and conduct some commuter services. So we'll do Whipping Piccadilly, and we will do which is technically two services but just cut down into two parts, or split into two parts I should say. So we're going to drive a northern service from Manchester to Glossop via Hadfield, and then we will go the opposite way, going from Glossop to Manchester Piccadilly. So let's get going. Hope everyone has had a good weekend, I should say, and of course enjoying the firework festivities in the UK. I don't know if it takes place in other parts of the world, but it is bonfire night. Remember the 5th of November. I personally don't celebrate firework night. I used to when I was younger, when I lived out in the countryside for a little part of my life, but now, yeah, not so much. Okay, so let's drive this northern service from Manchester Piccadilly to Glossop. We are, of course, in a Northern Trains branded BR Class 323, which is one of my favourite little multiple units, and I've actually got a trophy which says operate the Class 323 for 32.3 miles. Hooray, that's nice. Let's unlock the doors. Master key to on. Reverser to the forward position. Put on the coach lighting for the passengers. The auxiliary systems are activated. The destination display, I believe, is automatically set, so we do not have to worry about that. Vigilance, AWS. I think that's all we have to do. So this is Manchester Piccadilly, big station. There's a few services knocking around. One that's presumably just recently come into the station. That's going to Alderley Edge. This one's going to Crewe. Dovetail has tried to make this line as busy as possible, particularly in the Manchester area. As you can see, there's another train coming in there. Another train, I think it's just departed. There's some that go to Manchester Airport, obviously off the map. There's Class 158s from Midland Main Line or East Midlands trains coming in and out of the station as well. So it's pretty busy with the AI doing most of the hard work. And I can hear a Class 33, yeah. What are you doing here, little fella? Sitting in the sidings down here, I see. Looks like the 33's on guard duty, making sure everything's running to plan. Splendid. Quite a few trains, isn't there? One that just left. One there as well. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Me included 6 different commuter trains, and obviously got a Class 33 for some very bizarre reason, just sitting in the sidings. We're running late, but that's fine. I just want to complete the service for today, get from one end of the map to the other. Okay, so the first stop of the journey is Ashbury. It's exactly 1.5 miles away. Oh, let's turn the power off. See the train depart the station, and just before we do a little flyby of the 323. What am I doing? Motion blur, that's it. Gotta turn it on. There he goes. So it's a free coach unit that mainly does the services up and down the line. So this is the map. This is obviously Manchester Piccadilly. You've got trains going down to Manchester Airport. This is the depot. I do believe the 323s, the Northern branded trains, they don't actually come to this depot. I think it's used by another operator. Which one? I have no idea. I'm going to be totally honest with you there. But well, at least it's somewhere to put the 323s, I suppose. That's the next stop, Ashbury, which I think is the closest station to, is it Manchester City's football ground, the Etihad Stadium? It's I think it's that station. I might be wrong. It might be the next station up the line here. We will see. So obviously this line follows what is the remains of, or what used to be the Woodhead line, a line which is sadly no longer in use. There is a train simulator version of the old Woodhead line set in the 1950s. I think it goes from Sheffield to Manchester. So it is nice in some ways to kind of conduct modern day activities on a line that has quite a history, no doubt. It's obviously a lovely sunny morning in Manchester. 10:06 in the game on a winter's morning. But yeah, the line isn't very long. It's one of the shortest in the game. I think it's 14 miles. So roughly, I think the same length as the London Underground Bakerloo line. But it's a nice, neat little package. From what I've experienced, I think the route scenery is decent, rightly so, considering the route is so small. So Dovetail would have had, I imagine, a bit of time, just to put a bit more effort into the route scenery. So it is a nice change of pace, so to speak, to go from some reasonably long routes that are 50, 60, 40 or even 100 miles in length, to a nice short little experience that maybe some people just don't have the time to operate, very, very long journeys. Also, another reason as to why you should potentially get this Glossop line is because it's reasonably cheap. It's just a smudge under £20 in the UK, and if you get it on a discount, even better. So it's not too bad. I mean, if this route cost £30 in the UK, then obviously I wouldn't recommend it. But you could say the same for the Niedertalbahn, but that is an absolute gem of a route set in 1990s Germany. So we are going to Hadfield. It says in the destination display, even though apparently we're going to, in the timetable menu it said we're going to Glossop via Hadfield. So maybe we're going to Hadfield first, and then when we change ends and go to Glossop, I imagine the destination display will change as well. Excuse me. Right, I'll have a look at the chat. I'll say my hellos to Liam and Thierry. Welcome, hope you're both well. Okay, the next stop is a guide bridge. It's just over 3 miles away. Thierry, the depot is used by Trans-Pennine Express, I see. Thierry, Sheffield to Manchester via Stockport will be a good route for Train Sim World. About 45 miles with East Midlands, Northern and a bit of freight. Stock would also be nice. That could be. It'd be interesting. I personally like to see the route from Sheffield to Manchester done as what Dovetail did in the past, with set in a historical time period. I think it was the 1950s. So you got a bit of steam services going around, freight or passenger, along with the electric locomotives, like your class, I think it was 77s or something like that. I might be mistaken. 76 maybe. 76, 77, maybe it might be both of them, I don't know. But yeah, it's I wouldn't mind another, well, any historic route in the UK. I'd welcome with open arms. But I wouldn't mind a modern day interpretation of it as well. Just wondering how many stations has this got. I forgot to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, 15, okay, that's not too bad. There are some stations that are used more than others. But certainly in the morning period, I think you get a nice variation of different stopping patterns, etc., etc., regardless if that's at the start of the day or towards the end of the day. We will have a speed limit of 40 miles per hour coming up shortly. I mean, the 323 is nice. It looks the part. Sounds are pretty decent. I think it's the exact same 323 from the Birmingham Cross City line, just with some Northern branding splattered across its exterior and interior. But hey, I don't mind that. 323 is a solid bit of kit, and I think if you have Train Sim World 4 now, you get the 323 technically kind of for free. Because it's in the training centre, which is being used as a test bed for some new suspension physics, which aren't the best. It's very bouncy at the moment, but Dovetail are, I imagine, constantly tweaking and changing the physics of this new suspension improvements that they plan to bring to all their stock, all the content that you have in the game. Here is Guide Bridge. As always, I have a cup of tea and a nice selection of biscuits and chocolate. Here we are. This is Guide Bridge. Scenery isn't too bad, I must say. Yeah, it's a bit rough around the edges, as I've said many times. Most Train Sim World routes do look a bit rough around the edges when it comes to the distant scenery and some textures, but this isn't too bad. River here, or a canal. Nice touch. So yeah, you've got the northern branding here. I could sneak in the exterior, and obviously it's got... Oh, maybe not. But you could tell on the inside, it's got the PIS displays. Well, I was going to say in all working order, but yeah, apparently it says it's Manchester Piccadilly when we've it's been quite some time since we've left Manchester Piccadilly, but oh, it's changed. Oh, it keeps changing. Okay, I'll let it off. The next station stop is Flowery Field, just over 1.5 miles away, and sadly no, there's no field surrounded with millions of flowers or a field full of millions of flowers. Liam, I listened to the last Beatles song, and it was a great thing that happened this week. Is that... I think I heard it on national radio. I think it was like bringing up to date a lost Beatles song that apparently they found. I'm not a big Beatles fan, I must admit, but yeah, for people that, you know, absolutely adore the Beatles or are big fans of their legacy or the music they've created in the past, yeah, the song was, yeah, pretty decent. Not much more I could say. Right, Flowery Field coming up. I must say, the lighting, as always, with these new Train Sim World 3 era routes, and Train Sim World 4 routes now, of course, the lighting, the weather, and the sky is certainly better than what it has been in years gone by. Here is Flowery Field. Alright, I'll take a look at the chat. Liam, yes, Arsenal lost yesterday. Very funny. But we got robbed, so it's not funny. Well, I mean, you know, I to be fair, it's not normally I would say this to Arsenal supporters. Maybe, I don't know, maybe tune in and watch my videos or streams and stuff like that. I must say, one thing I will say about the video assistant referee in that particular game, yeah, I cannot complain that I think what irritated me was that it took too long. It's whether the ball was out of play, was it in the corner flag or something like that? I honestly don't know. From the camera angle that I could see, I couldn't tell if it was in or out of play. Whether the Newcastle player was onside, again, it was really, really difficult to tell. Maybe the assistant referee had different camera angles at his disposal, so he could get a clearer idea of what the ball was doing, or what. Who was it? Who scored the goal? Was it Gordon, Anthony Gordon? You know, where was he in the build-up to it? That was maybe, you know, he will have different, she, whoever, a team of referees, whoever is in the VAR booth conducting these reviews of whether the ball is out of play, whether it is a goal or is a goal. They will have much more camera angles at their disposal than what we, the viewers, can see on the broadcast. So I honestly don't know if it is a goal or not. You know, was Gordon offside or not? Was it handball? Was it not? Was it out of play? Was it not? I honestly don't know. It's a very, very tough call. But you cannot complain. Newcastle did play better than I expected. You know, especially with a tough run of fixtures they've had. You know, they've played some tough opponents in, you know, Champions League. I believe their squad isn't 110%. You know, on the fitness side of things, you know, some players are injured or so on and so forth. But overall, for over 90 minutes, Newcastle played okay. You know, they defended reasonably well, had good intensity, good intelligence, I suppose, to some degree. I would have been happy before the game with a draw or an Arsenal defeat. That would be, of course, even better, and that is of course, what happened. So, no, I mean, I'm not dancing around, you know, the house celebrating Newcastle win. I've got more important things to worry about than worry about Arsenal losing their first domestic, the first league game of the season. But other than the VAR difficulties, let's say, I cannot complain that Newcastle did play well, and they certainly deserved something out of that game, regardless if that was a win or a draw. And they got a win, they got the clean sheet, deserved clean sheet, may I add. And yeah, they are firmly in the top 6 or top 5 positions. So yeah, there we are. Anyway, enough about football. Where are we? We've just done 2 stops at Newton for Hyde and Godley. The next stop is Hattersley, not too far from the end. Hattersley is just under 1 mile away. Thierry Armstrong Powerhouse has made an improved Pacer pack for Train Sim World. Oh, that's new to me. I haven't heard of that before. Apparently £30. Good grief. I mean, he may have put a lot of work into it, but £30 sounds a bit steep to me, especially for an improvement on a piece of rolling stock that we've had for what, 5, 6, 7 years? I thought that was the next stop, but it's obviously an abandoned station. Is that an abandoned station we've just gone past? No, it's not. Yeah, well, it is, but I thought the name of it would have been displayed on the map. Earlier, my dad had a happy birthday on Friday. Oh, I'm glad. Glad he had a wonderful day. It's my ears. Whoa, going way too fast. Whoa, hey. Good thing this platform's along. Here at Hattersley. Way. Oh dear, lack of concentration. Oh well. We're still on the platform. That's all that matters. But happiness disappeared on Saturday with our loss. Okay, right, yeah. Start complaining, email to the FA. Well, it's, you know, we could complain about it all day and all night. The game is long gone. It's too late. Arsenal could have appealed. They could appeal. Maybe for reasons behind the VAR's decision, but other than appealing the result, that's long gone. I don't even think you can do that. So never mind. Always move on. Move on to the next task, the next game. Anyway, the next stop is Broadbottom, just under 1 mile away. Got a speed limit of 40. Not too far around the corner. Well, straight ahead. Keep accelerating for now. Train TS Classic Story. Train Sim Classic Story. What's the story? What's the Train Sim Classic Story then? I haven't heard anything regarding a classic story. I know I've heard they've looked on their Twitter this afternoon, and they're apparently updating their guides for, you know, different nations that they have in their game, like Austria and Switzerland and, you know, Germany, USA, the UK, China, etc. But other than that, I haven't heard much regarding Train Simulator Classic. One thing I will get off my chest is I must say that I do apologise for the lack of content this week. It will be the same for next week. I have been extremely busy, so I have not been able to do much, if any, gaming or YouTube stuff really, so I do apologise. Yeah. Other things have higher priority at the moment, so yeah. So for, yeah, the week just gone and next week, YouTube is taking a bit of a back seat for me. I just have a lot of things to do, to focus on. But don't worry, I'll still be doing the streams. Streams remain unaffected. So the passengers board the train here. Come on, people. Have you finished getting on board? Yeah, end of the platform. Okay, right. That's enough. Let's go. I was about to say, I thought we had a traction lock then. We didn't. The next stop is Dinting. It's 2 miles away. Excuse me. Just had a red signal turn green. That's good. Cross the bridge, or viaduct. It's one of the, I suppose, signature features of the Glossop line. It's one of these 2 bridges, or viaducts. Right, speed limit is now 60, so let's get somewhere near that. Thierry said sorry, not story. Oh, right. My bad. My bad. Thierry, yesterday people were letting off fireworks at 22:35. I've heard a lot of fireworks go off tonight. Last night, not so much. I mean, I was out last night, so so I didn't really hear much in terms of fireworks. I was at a secondary school last night doing some rehearsing for a local dance show. That's happening next week, or next weekend. So Verdun School hired out the secondary school's hall and their gym facilities. So didn't really hear much in the way of fireworks that night, but tonight definitely yes, as I've been home today. I watched the Formula 1 as well, and it was quite fun, especially at the end. Speed limit of 10 miles per hour coming up as we are approaching Dinting. I know I'm very late and going over the speed limit, but honestly, as long as I finish the service, that's all that matters. This is a unique station here, Dinting. 2 platforms there. It reminds me of Ambergate on Peak Forest. So that's Hadfield there, and Glossop is here. And this station here is Dinting, of course. Oh, I've got another achievement just popped up on my PlayStation. I've just reached driver level 2 on Train Sim World 4, even though my driver level in the game is I think like 500 odd or 300. Something in that. Something like that. Okay, the next stop is Glossop. Nice and slowly out of Dinting, and now we go to Glossop. Let me just check the schedule. So yeah, we terminate at Glossop for part 1, and then part 2 I presume we will go from Glossop to Hadfield and then back down to Manchester, or back west to Manchester. It's a shame the Etihad Stadium wasn't modelled in the distant scenery in the Greater Manchester area. I can't remember which station it was. It was either Ashbury or the station just after it. It might have been Ashbury. I swear it was. I just can't remember. My brain is in sleep mode today. What was I going to say? Yeah, once the local dance show is over, the dance school will close for Christmas and New Year, so it means I'll be able to pump a bit more of my free time into the YouTube side of things. So yeah, I'll be keeping on top and keeping an eye on what's going on with Train Sim World a little bit more once the dance show is finished. Oh, speed limit of 10 miles per hour. I do like Glossop. I prefer Glossop to Hadfield. I don't know why. I think it's just the area, the location of where it is. It's got a little bit of charm about it. Cute little station. Just a single platform. Very local feel. I like that. You know, it's nice to look at these big, international terminuses or main termini in the country. You know, your London Paddingtons, your London Victorias, your St Pancrases and Manchester Piccadillys and Birmingham New Streets. You know, they're great, big, wonderful historical architectures. But it's nice to just serve the little villages, if you like, that have these small little these small stations that just have one platform. I like it. Has character. It's not big, it's not impressive, but it's got character, and I like that. So yeah, here we are at Glossop, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, this is Glossop, end of the line. Got some cars going about, morning commute. There's a car park down there as well. That took me just under 33 minutes. Got a gold, excellent. We stopped at Ashbury's, Guy Bridge, Flowery Field, Newton for Hyde, Goodley, Hattersley, Broadbottom, Dinting, and finally terminated at Glossop. We will continue the journey, which will go from Hadfield to Manchester Piccadilly via Glossop. I don't know if it's a continuation of that exact service, because normally the journey mode just, picks services at random and stitches them all into chapters in the journey mode for the various routes in the game. And as you can tell, it's now starting to snow. Well, it is that time of year in the UK, I suppose. Snow, the festive season, is slowly coming into view. Certainly is when it comes to going into the shops and adverts on TV and radio, and hearing the dreaded Christmas music, which I know some people don't like to hear at this time of year. What we're doing safety systems, vigilance, and AWS. Wipers, that's one thing we might need. Wiper control set to intermediate 1. Increase the brightness of the GSM radio. No need to test it, do we? Increase the volume just in case. Just wait until we have clearance to proceed. So it's just starting to snow. It's chirping away. You'd think if it was starting to snow, the leaves wouldn't be on the trees. It's a bit odd. I think the previous service we did in the journey mode had, I think it was in actual winter. Maybe we're in spring, maybe. Very early spring. What are we doing? Can we go yet? Or no? We're not allowed to go? Can we go yet? No? Where are we meant to go first? Dinting is the first station stop. So we're not going to Hadfield yet, are we? Hang on a minute, let me just check the schedule. Dinting is 11:55. I don't know what the current in-game clock is at the moment. Hang on a minute. I think some part of the HUD is broken, I think. It's decided to make an error. Well, it's 11:52 now. So I'm a bit confused. Maybe if I restart it again. Might just be one of those one-off little glitches, maybe. I'll just take a look at the live chat quickly. I do apologise, I haven't been keeping up as I always tend to do on these things. Liam, oh yes, got noise complaints on my speakers on Halloween. Probably get more as I did a firework display for about 30 minutes. Crikey, Liam. Respect your neighbours, mate. Respect your neighbours, mate. Otherwise, you know, you could get in big trouble. You never know these days. Yeah, I remember that, Liam. Yes. Weirdly, the stream got taken down for some violation. I can't remember what it was, but hence why I'm doing it again. On Train Sim Mod 4, of course. That's the only difference. Liam, I let it all of mine off from about 6 or 6:30. I was having a competition with someone living somewhere nearby. I had mine going off for another 10 minutes, so I took it as a win for the last one firing. I take it this is about this the firework you have at the fireworks you have or used to have at your disposal tonight or yesterday. Ben Davis, hey, nice to see you. Hope you're well. And same goes for Samuel Smith. Hey, nice to see you. Welcome. I haven't been on the streams for a while. I haven't. No, it's okay, Samuel Smith. I mean, the beauty of these live streams is that they get re-uploaded to the channel, and you can watch them back in full and hear me ramble on and on and on about various things regarding Train Sim World or anything other than that. Ben Davis says, "What do you think of the new route coming this November?" I don't even know what it is, to be honest with you. I haven't had a chance to have a look at anything regarding news, or I know Train Sim World 4 got an update recently, that recently installed into my PlayStation. Other than that, I haven't been able to keep on top of the news or what the updates were, or the details of the recent updates that has been added to Train Sim World. It was quite a big update. It patched and tweaked a few things, I think, for not just the newest stuff, but some past DLCs as well. I think it's the must be the German route, isn't it? The German diesel route. I keep forgetting what it's called. It goes from Aschaffenburg to Miltenberg, but I can't remember what the actual title of the route is called. Let me have a look at it, hang on. We've got a bit of time, haven't we? Let me just have a check. TSW for... I'll go on the Wikipedia or something. The Wikipedia page is quite good. It's not always up to date, but it's my go-to place for remembering what the new routes are. Hang on. What I'm looking for. Hang on a second. No, the service is having its moment. Okay, I think this service is broken. I could go, I suppose. Yeah, let's go. Why not? Let me just have a look. What is it called, that route? What is it called? The Maintalbahn, that's it, yeah. Its release date was between 0 to 2 months, so it should release this month. Once again, the Maintalbahn is almost like a separate extension to one of a very old German route, which is the Mainspessebahn. It's a diesel branch line, 23 miles. I can't remember the exact number of stations. Let's get back on the live chat a second. Yeah, I do like the look of the multiple unit. I think it's called the 642, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Obviously yet to see it in action in Train Sim World, but it's also nice that you can use the DBBR 628 in the Deutsche Bahn red and white colours, which is cool. So not only can you use that multiple unit in the old German setting of the early 1990s, your Link Rheinstreckers and your Niedertalbahn, but you can use it in the present day as well. Just wondering, just looking at the signals, obviously it's green, so we can proceed, we can leave. I just don't know why the destination and what time we are due into the next station. And actually, speaking of, I don't know, what is our next station? Hang on. Apparently we're going to be sitting at Glossop. I don't quite understand. Dinting is at 11:55. And that is where we're coming now, isn't it? Yes, it is. So I better get on the brakes anyway. I'll take a look at the live chat in a minute. I can see it moving around like crazy. So I will speak to you. Have patience. I'm just concentrating for a second here. It's slippery, snowy, icy conditions now. Don't want to wheel spin and get a traction lock or muck anything else up. This is a real test now. Not knowing where to stop, what time we're due into said station. I have to keep checking on the time on the pause menu. So it's 11:55 now. So we are effectively on time. Let's see if I can find a stop marker. I don't know if there is one, to be honest. You can stop here, I suppose. Stop near the purpley pink umbrella. You can come on if you want, people. It's okay, we're going to Manchester. I've got a terrible feeling that yeah, we're due at Manchester Piccadilly. That is us. 11:55, and it's 11:55 now. So I'm a bit confused why I don't think the game is actually recording, you know, the station we've stopped at and the time as well. So I think it is actually broken. I might have to go back to the main menu and pick another service. That's a bit of a pain, because obviously there's no point completing the service if the game's not going to record what I do, because then that's just a waste of time. So there you go, that's a service to avoid. Never mind. Thierry, I'm named after Thierry Henry, so be careful. I don't know. I'm not saying anything. All you need to do is just watch the highlights. It speaks for itself. Right, let's go to the journey mode. Station approach. So that one's out of action. Let's do this part 2 here. See if this one works. Earlier, my football game got cancelled today. The pitch was waterlogged. Oh no! Oh, what a shame! Oh, sorry to hear that. Hopefully, you can get back to. Well, hopefully, the pitch will be in full working order. So the service is at night time, eh? Why not? Let's give it a go. Like a bit of a night challenge. Night time is a little bit better. Cab light. Thank you. Get the coach lighting on for the passengers. Testing. Okay. DSD vigilance is isolated. I say the lighting at night time in the cab is it's not too bad. Quite impressed actually. So once again we are at Glossop, albeit in the inky blackness of night time. Don't know why I'm locking the doors. Why am I locking the doors? Not time to go yet. Unlock the doors. I must say the night lighting looks a little bit better. Could it be improved? Certainly. There's always room for improvement. How long is our train? It's just the usual free coach train. Alright, so the first stop is Dinting once again. So hopefully we can complete this service in one piece. I do need to turn the cab light off, don't I? I don't think you're allowed to have the cab light on at night time. There we go, that's better. Liam, I did warn him about the noise. I gave him 6 days caution. They might have forgotten. It can happen. Terry, the Blackpool Branches. Ooh, releases November the 14th. Oh, that's it's next week, isn't it? November 14th. When is that? When is November 14th? What's today? Today's November the 5th. So sorry, it's not next week. It's a week after, isn't it? That's a Tuesday. 2 weeks, just under 2 weeks' time. Okay. Oh, Dovetail kept that quiet. I didn't see it pop up on my Twitter notifications or feed. Oh. Oh, well, definitely have a look at that. I think Dovetail did upload something on their YouTube channel or something like that, but I just haven't had the time just to look at, Train Sim, anything gaming related, really. I did have a little play on the new update for Gran Turismo 7 that did attract my attention quite significantly. So I did want to have a look into that and have a little play of the new bits and pieces they've added to what is apparently Spec 2 of Gran Turismo 7. And yeah, it's certainly a step forward, no doubt about it. A lot of things you can do. Some new events, weekly events and all that kind of stuff. And for Sophie AI making a reappearance. Yeah, but for Train Sim World, I haven't really done much, really. Every time I come home, either from rehearsal or, work, regardless, always just worn out. I just want to so tired, just want to just get in pyjamas and go to bed. No motivation for gaming. Once the show is over, I'll have my batteries recharged, so to speak, for Train Sim World on a regular basis. But yeah, Blackpool Branches, that's the Just Trains one, isn't it? The one that goes from, Blackpool to Preston? That one, isn't it? So you've given it a name, Blackpool Branches. Alright, okay. Must be available for pre-order then, surely. Let me just get this train up to speed a minute. Okay, the next station stop is Broadbottom. So we've missed Hadfield completely on both trips. So we're not really going via Hadfield anymore, we're just missing it altogether. Or we're not stopping at Hadfield, I should say. Well, we're cruising at 10 miles per hour. Let me just check on the Steam page. Okay. Oh, so you can wish list it now. You can't pre-order it yet. I wonder what the price of it is then. Because Dovetail announced that a small little German, modern German branch line route, the Maintalbahn, that's $24.99 in the UK or $23.99. So it's bit cheaper than usual, or it just goes back to the old pricing structure. What is the Blackpool branches then? How much is that gonna cost? I'm just looking at some details here. So we're gonna get the Class 08, that doesn't surprise me, the Class 47 and the Class 142 Pacer, which I absolutely despise. It looks good though, that's for sure. So the Class 08 has I think 2 liveries, if I'm not mistaken, 2 variants of a British Rail blue. Oh, right. Just looking at the map, yeah, reasonable number of stations. It's interesting driving these routes at night. It possesses an entirely new challenge. Broadbottom is not far away, just under 1 mile away. Upcoming releases. Yeah, here we go. Blackpool branches. Just trying to reload some information that the phone wouldn't load. Okay. Yeah, so it's 48 miles. That's longer. That's longer than I thought. I thought it was like near 40 miles, but just under 50. It's not too bad. Set in 1986. Okay. So you got the 142. It's in quite a few liveries actually. British Rail Provinical Blue, Skipper Chocolate and Cream, and Greater Manchester Orange. Oh. You got the Class 47 with HI headlamps. So Just Trains, it seems, has just edited the 47 on the outside. That's in British Rail Blue, British Rail Large logo, and Intercity liveries. Oh. And the Class 08 is in 2 variants of the BR Blue, a crew depot variant and the Wigan TMD, which has a white roof, apparently. Mark 1 BG coaches, Mark 2A, they're like, what are they? Post office coaches, aren't they? If I'm not mistaken, TSO. FO coaches in British Rail Blue and Grey livery. Just stop a little bit further down the track here. There we go. What else do you get? Newspaper and express parcel liveries for the Mark 1 BG coach. Cool. TEA tanker wagon. Oh, nice to see that back. An authentic 1986 timetable with seasonal specials. Ooh, that's nice. For additional layers and substitutions for a fuller timetable experience, you are required. You will require Tees Valley Line, West Cornwall Local. I have to download that again. Northern Transpennine Spirit Steam, the heavy freight pack, and the Class 31 and 20. That's good. I mean, I do like the look of it. Not gonna lie, the detail certainly looks good, and it seems the variation in liveries is a nice surprise actually. On all 3 of the rolling stock that comes as standard with the route, 47, the Pacer, and the 08 as well. It's nice to see it get some love and attention. And obviously, of course, you can add additional bits and pieces to make the timetable more varied, more busy, Tees Valley and Spirit Steam, Northern Transpennine, etc. It'll be interesting to see if any of the rolling stock that's in the Blackpool branch is being ported over, maybe, or being usable on some of the old BR routes, timetables like Transpennine and Tees Valley, etc. And West Cornwall. That'll be interesting. Okay, the next stop is Hattersley, just over half a mile away. And I really need to drink that tea. It's getting cold. See some light in the distance. That must be our station. Indeed it is. Here is Hattersley. Ah, lovely. That's needed. Right, let me just take a look at the chat. Earlier, they don't want to come on as the driver may not be trustworthy. I knew you'd say something like that. Liam, my dad is very happy to be an Arsenal fan as he's born on the 3rd of November, which is Ian Ryan's birthday as well. Wow, I never knew that. Wow. That's pretty cool. Tier, the Just Trains 142, 147, the free included liveries, the OS2, that's what they said, yes. And the TEA tankers and Mark 1 coaches also have new liveries. Yeah, certainly looks good from what I can tell on the screenshots. The 47 is also an improved exhaust effect, and the 08 has headlight improvements. That's good to see or hear. The Thierry has hacked into Dovetail Games to find these announcements. I think they had. I imagine they announced all this like earlier in the week. I just haven't had a chance to take a look. Really, I've only heard of it literally like now. So I appreciate you telling me. Otherwise, I would have done a news video, which would have taken what 2 or 3 minutes to do. So in whatever spare time I have. And if I'm not tired. But thankfully I've got today and tomorrow off, so it's fine. The next stop is Godley. Just over half a mile away. We've got a yellow signal coming up as well. It's interesting. It's interesting, you could wish list it on Steam, but you can't pre-order it yet with any sort of discount. I imagine it's going to be full price, £30. Because I think the idea is that if Dovetail or any third-party developer makes smaller routes, that's maybe under 30 miles or something like that, they will charge it like cheaper than if a route that is longer than 30 miles. It will charge at full price, which I think in the UK is just under £30. So obviously, if you take £30 and convert it to your, to the various different currencies, dollars and euros, whatever, then I imagine that's the route that Dovetail is going to go down now, and maybe other third-party devs. Route lengths decide the cost of the thing. Well, that's what I think. We'll see with future releases. It's only been slow, that's for sure. Dovetail and the third-party developers haven't come flying out of the traps with new content, which is nice to see for once, actually. The game's been out since what? Is it 26th or 20? Is it 26th September? I think it's something like that, isn't it? So yeah, over a month, nearly 2 months, without any new routes or loco add-ons. So yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I don't know. I do like the look of it, but yeah, the pacer, I'm just not keen on it really. I'm not saying that the diesel multiple unit is crap or anything like that. It looks good. I imagine it will sound good. It will feel good as well to operate. You know, a lot of detail, I imagine, will be on the unit inside and out. You know, pressing buttons, doing all that kind of stuff in the cab. I'm sure Just Trains has put a lot of time and effort into the pacer, but the pacer is, it's the Marmite of trains, isn't it? You either love it or you hate it, and I'm in the camp that hates it. I just don't like it. Just not my thing. So, yeah. But if I take the pacer out of the equation, the 47 does look good. I've never been a fan of the 47. I've always preferred the 40, the 45, or the 37. But I must say, the 47 on these Blackpool branches, judging by the screenshots, especially in the different liveries, looks pretty good. So, yeah. But it is an old school British route, and I do like them very, very much. And certainly, judging by the screenshots, the detail on the route itself looks pretty impressive. But of course, we're just judging it on paper and by screenshots. The only way we will be able to find out what it's really like is how it plays on your respective console or PC, desktop, computer, laptop, whatever. I don't think there probably will be like a pre-release stream or something like that, so I'll take a little peek of that and see if it's worth picking up straight away. Oh, brake. We're coming up to Flowery Field very fast indeed. Stop. Oh, that was a close one. Little PIS display there, hiding at the side. So we've got Guidebridge, Ashbury's, and of course Manchester Piccadilly. Thierry, I'd say the 142 will come to Tees Valley. We'll see. Don't hold your breath. We'll wait and see. Yeah, $29.99 in the UK. I do not like the new price increase that they've implemented since the launch of Train Sim World 3. Never been a fan of it. Still haven't. I mean, I don't care what you think about how good the route is, or some of the routes have been. I just think that's a little bit too overpriced as far as I'm concerned. But you don't have to. Well, you don't have to buy it immediately. It's always there for you. So maybe if it comes on to, maybe if it has a discount attached to it, I may pick it up. But I'll see. I'll have a little think about it. I've got under 2 weeks to have a think. The next stop is Guidebridge. It's just over half a mile away. over to my chocolate custard cream. Very nice. Another train. Right, whilst we're picking up passengers and disembarking some of them, I'm sure, I'll say the usual YouTube shenanigans. If you'd enjoyed the stream so far, hit the thumbs up button below, and if you are watching for the first time, be it live or on playback, then I'd really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. The next stream will be on tomorrow. That is November the 6th, 2023, and I'll be taking a look at something new, very new in fact. Haven't even had one little peek at it yet, and that is the Antelope Valley Line in California. So I look forward to having a run on that, having a little explore. So if you want to come along for the ride, then feel free. Samuel Smith, can't wait to drive the Pacers. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the Pacers are going to be wonderful machines to operate. I'm sure Just Trains have put a lot of time and effort into making the most, I suppose, authentic representation of a Class 142 Pacer. I'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it looks good. I'll give it that. It looks good. The next stop is Ashbury's. It's exactly 2.5 miles away. Simon, hey, nice to see you. Hope you're well. My hope is that the Just Trains route sets a precedent in making future route add-ons provide multiple liveries. I wouldn't get your hopes up about that one. There might be some maybe Dovetail wanted to do in the past, but maybe can't due to licensing reasons. Yeah, I imagine with the older routes that are set in the past, it's maybe a little bit easier to get multiple liveries and things like that. Maybe with the modern day routes, it's a bit more tricky. But that's just my view. I might be completely wrong, but that's what I think. Yeah. It would be lovely to see all the new routes released with multiple liveries that we can use. And I'm sure some routes will have that going forward, but I wouldn't say every route release will have multiple liveries for each multiple unit or locomotive. That comes with a new route, either made by Dovetail or a third-party developer. Thierry, I'll be picking it up straight away. However, hopefully there's a 10% PlayStation Plus discount. I hope so too, but I have my doubts. I don't think there was a 10% discount on the Niedertalbahn, which is another excellent, still to this day, one of the best looking routes in Train Sim World. No doubt about it. It may be small, it may be old school, but it's no doubt one of the best. And when that route came out, that was charged at full price with no discounts at all across the board, isn't it? Not even Steam, I think, had a launch day discount. So I don't think that will happen, especially for Just Trains. I mean, Just Trains aren't the biggest of developers, so they want to try and don't want to try and get a cut of the money. So will Steam, so will PlayStation, so will Xbox, and of course, so will Dovetail. Thierry, Dovetail will always charge a £5 for a livery. I know. It's sad. The Union Pacific Heritage livery is a shocking DLC. Probably the worst ever DLC in Train Sim World history. No love or care taken into that whatsoever, and they charge you £5 for it. What a waste of money. What a waste of time. The Skyhook Games, they did a Horseshoe Curve Heritage Livery Pack, and even though that was £10, actually no, I think the Union Pacific Heritage Collection was just under £10, so it's not £5. My mistake. But yeah, the Horseshoe Curve Heritage Pack by Skyhook Games, that was under £10 as well, but it looked good. It looked like, Skyhook did put a bit of effort into it. I haven't got it. I'm not interested in picking those kind of livery packs up, or these loco bundles that Dovetail like to release, which are basically using locomotives and multiple units we already have in the game with just some new gameplay stuff attached to it, and the new livery on top. So yeah, not my cup of tea. Just lazy cash grabs, as far as I can tell. It's a shame, because on the roadmap there's quite a few these kind of gameplay style packs being made by not just Dovetail but third-party developers as well, which is a bit disappointing. I mean, I remember back in the day we used to get free liveries. I mean, look at the Class 66 on Great Western Express, for example. We got an EWS livery for free. Boston Sprinter, we got the Amtrak 50th anniversary livery for free. The DBBR 628, the Deutsche Bahn modern day livery, that came for free. It's just a shame that these Dovetail have decided to charge you money for one livery here and another livery there, but there you go. What can you do? Here we are approaching the final stop, which is Manchester Piccadilly. It's a nice little route, this Glossop line. I didn't pick it up immediately. It didn't interest me. I picked it up not too long ago. I think it was a month ago. I must say it's a pretty decent little package. It's not for everyone. It's not the longest route. It's not the busiest. It's a quaint, lovely little commuter route. Excuse me. And it's cheaper than normal, that's for sure. I think it's £10 cheaper than the norm. So yeah, the route detail looks good. Multiple unit, can't complain. I've always liked the 323. Dovetail's tried to do their best with the timetable, certainly from the AI point of view in around the Manchester area. And it's just a nice, small little route set in the northwest, and I like it. So if you get this on the discount, which I'm sure Dovetail will, Microsoft, whoever, Xbox, Steam, I imagine this route will go on a discount, maybe in the Black Friday sales, or certainly in the run up to Christmas. Yeah, if you get this on a discount, 25% off, maybe more. Yeah, you're getting your money's worth, because this is not a bad route at all. Obviously, the smaller of a route, I suppose Dovetail could put more time into the route scenery. But yeah, not bad. Not bad little route at all. Early in the noise complaint I'm sending to my neighbour is done. It's too late to set them off now. Fair enough. What is the time now? 20 past 10. Just gone. Wow. In the UK. Simon, I like it. Shane Piccadilly is dead, though. That's fair. There is some AI services going in and out of the station. I'll just show you the timetable of what you can use. So it says 201 services, but keep in mind a big chunk of those services is the class 323. It may say 160, but don't be fooled. Of course, you've got part 1 and part 2 of, well, the same service. You've got empty stop moves and all that kind of jazz going on. You've got the class 158. That does a lot of AI services going up and in and out of Manchester Piccadilly. You've got an empty stock service from Bellevue, however you say that, to Manchester Piccadilly. Okay. You got the Jubilee, the 20 and the 37 and the 40 all doing, I think it's some rail tour services, isn't it? Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Just check the 40. Yeah. And you've got the class 66 in many forms of livery. EWS, of course. You've got freight train services as well. Quite a nice mix as well. And railhead treatment train operations as well for you to conduct as well. I think that is it. Yeah. So there we are. I think I'll call it a day. That concludes this little stream on the Glossop line. I've really enjoyed it. Quite a nice little route. If you'd enjoyed it, then make sure, if you've enjoyed the stream, be it live on playback, then make sure to hit the thumbs up button below. And if you're watching for the first time, then I'd really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. The next stream, of course, will be tomorrow, on Monday, the 6th of November 2023. I'll be taking a look at something brand spanking new, and that is the Antelope Valley line in California, the United States of America. So hopefully you could join me for that. So I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching. Take care, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Take care.